Hey, it's Steve, and this is the end of week one of the new year, and yeah, I'm taking the
Attention,
week number
all
from
true believers.
Bring your
the
ear a little
broadcast
closer
calendar
so you don't
that I
miss a
use at work.
drop.
And the broadcast calendar year starts where the first day of the new year lands, or something like that. Anyway, December 30th was week one. The intro you heard there is sort of an ode to an old podcast of mine that isn't technically dead, but it's not exactly active anymore. Anyways, that's from Alternative Airwaves. You can check that out at alternativeairwaves.com. Yeah, I haven't recorded very much in a long time, and I used to write about music there. I haven't done that in a very long time. I'm just very reluctant to let it die, but I just thought I'd throw some alternative airwaves stuff in here. You may hear one or two other pieces that I've produced in the past for alternative airwaves. So the week that was the first week of the new year, I at the same time lots has happened, but also not a lot. Like it seems like it's been a very long week to get here to Sunday from the start of the week, from Monday. This is my last day off from work, as I've had 2 weeks off of work, the week of the 23rd and the week of the 30th. I mean, I guess that includes Christmas, Boxing Day, and New Year's Day, but I've never taken 2 straight weeks off of work before. And I'm sort of prepared for it. We decided prepared to come back, I should say. I did a little bit of work today to get caught up with some things, because I really didn't do anything with work while I was off. Like I barely, I maybe checked one or two emails, but like I had hundreds of stuff unread when I checked into things today. But what I am prepared though to go back to work tomorrow. But what we did, we were originally coming back from our trip to my wife's family today, today being Sunday, but we decided to come back on Friday because we got like basically a once in a lifetime opportunity to see a World Junior Hockey game, the first semifinal on Saturday afternoon, Sweden versus Finland. So we drove back Friday, and so in effect we had the travel day on Friday, day to ourselves on Saturday to kind of unpack, rewind, and whatnot. And then today, Sunday, we were able to do our grocery shopping. Still in the middle of doing laundry right now. It's all in the machine, so I'm able to record. And I logged in and did a little bit of work, so that was nice. I'm caught up, and I still have things to do when I get back online tomorrow morning, but everything's ready to go. I took care of a whole bunch of reports that are due at the end of the day tomorrow. I did that today because they're very time consuming, and I figured I'm going to need to hit the ground running when I log in tomorrow morning, because I'm sure I'm going to get lots more stuff to do, even though it's supposed to be a slow time of year, but we'll see. So yeah, I think that ended up being a good way to do it. I think there's a saying that the perfect amount of time to take off is actually like 3 weeks, where you have 1 week to decompress from work, 1 week to actually relax, and then the last week is like to prepare to go back to work or something like that. I think 3 weeks is a little excessive, but that seems to be like it kind of applies to me. I feel like for the driving back Friday, having a day in between, having to get groceries and all that. So yeah, I think we're ready for the week and the year to restart on Monday.
You're listening to Alternative Airwaves.
You're going to get us kicked off the internet.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a lot of stuff has happened, but I guess that's because I'm really thinking about 2 or 3 weeks worth of things happening. But I guess I just thought I'd talk about our New Year's Eve, which was really, really nice. We didn't do anything super special. I think we did stay up to midnight, but all it was really, we did we had a little day trip into town for my wife's dad. He wanted to pick some things up, and so we did that and got home, relaxed a little bit, and we had got something for dinner. We watched the movie Twisters, which was something I've been wanting to watch for a while. That was our last movie of 2024. So that was a fun movie. It's not the greatest. You kind of know what to expect from the trailer, and it delivers. So I can't complain about that. And then we ended up watching the Canada US. It wasn't a playoff game; it was a regular tournament game. Um, Canada did not play very well in the World Juniors. They were bad. But yeah, there was that. It was just a really kind of a nice calm night, and that's all I can ask for. We had a fire late in the afternoon on New Year's Eve, and then we had another fire on New Year's Day as well. It was tough though because we had like 4 or 5 days straight of rain while we were away. Like we had snow when we got to our destination, and then it's like it was there all the way till I think maybe like Boxing Day, and then it started raining, and that was really annoying because everything was gross and melted. And yeah, winter is not about rain. It's the worst when it's raining in the winter. But then it did snow at the end. So but I guess what I was saying was yeah, the wood was very wet. It was hard to start the fire because there wasn't a lot of dry wood available to start anything. That's unfortunate, but that's the way it is sometimes. But we did a little bit of organizing, so I think if things dry out some by the next time we're there, we should be able to have a nice little fire as long as it doesn't rain more. That would be nice. Yeah. So actually, I might as well talk about the World Juniors a little bit because I said we went and saw the game on Saturday. It was Finland versus Sweden. At the time when we got the tickets, it was just semifinal number one, so no idea what teams would be playing. But that was a really good game. We sat up in a suite in the 400 level, and the view was great. And I'm not just saying that because, trying to tell myself, oh, these are actually good seats. But no, you could see the entire ice. Like you could see plays develop. No issues following along with the puck. You could see some fun things, like you could see the drone that the TV broadcast uses for some shots, and you can see the guy dressed in white when one of the plays or between whistles when he jumps on the ice and takes video and follows players around. It's kind of funny. But yeah, they were good seats. It was a lot of fun. It was a very quiet building though, because I think most people were waiting for the semifinal 2 game, which was like a 7:30 start. But our game went into overtime, and Finland beat Sweden. They're actually playing right now against the US. I've got it on TV in the next room for when I stop doing this and get to my diamond art project, which I'm going to do as much as I can tonight and then put that aside. But the one thing about the World Juniors that I really disliking is people's treatment of teenagers. Like this tournament is for players under 20 years old, and they're like ripping apart Team Canada because of their play, but it's really like management and coaching that put them in the situation that they were in. And then there's a player on Team Czechia that Canadian fans kept booing the entire tournament for something that he did in their quarterfinal game a few nights ago. And they were even booing him as he was accepting the bronze medal, which I think is just it's stupid. Someone online mentioned like the toxicity and cult of hockey, and suggested that maybe the World Juniors needs like a break or something. And I think I kind of agree. Like let's temper things down a little bit, at least for Team Canada. That would be nice. Yeah. I'm kind of all over the place because I have notes, but I feel like I don't know where to go. couple things today. I've tried making some simple syrup. It's currently sitting on the stove cooling. I'm going to put it in a jar and I'm going to put it in the fridge and I'm going to test it out. I used sweetener though instead of sugar. A non an unsweetened or sugar-free simple syrup or something to try with either coffee or iced coffee or whatever. I wanted to see how that worked. And we got a new record player today. Had some gift cards for Indigo, and I thought it'd be nice to try and upgrade our Crosley player, which is one of those suitcase players. The sound was really bad. The only player I could find was another Crosley, but it's not a portable player. So I thought maybe the sound would be a little bit more decent. I couldn't find many reviews on it. It's the Crosley Scout, but decided to take a chance, picked it up, and it's got decent sound through the stereo. I can't complain about it. I'm not an audiophile or looking for perfect sound. I just know that it's better than what we got from the suitcase player, so I'm happy about that. One more thing. Well, there's two more, but there's one more thing from our trip. We went to this cool antique store while we were away with my mother-in-law. It's this place called the Relic House, and it's literally a house. There's 12 rooms with more than 15 vendors, and it's kind of like a flea shop type of thing. I picked up, I've got it right here in front of me, a Wallflowers CD. They're bringing down the Horse album, which includes, let's see, I think it's One Headlight is on this one. Yeah, hang on. I'm looking at One Headlight, 6th Avenue Heartache, those songs. Picked up an old Texaco sign that I'm going to hang next to my Back to the Future poster. And what else did I get? I feel like I got more stuff from there, but I can't remember right now off the top of my head. But it's an amazing place if you're looking for vintage stuff. It was a lot of fun to browse through, even if I didn't pick up a ton of things. It was fun to just go looking through. It was crazy how much stuff was packed in there. Oh, I got a watch. That's the other thing I got, was a nice new watch, which I'm trying to do some research on. It's called by a brand called Meyer & Co. Not that I don't care about the value of it. I mean, I only paid $15, but I mainly want to know more history of the company, that kind of thing. I need to get the glass replaced on it, but otherwise it's in great condition. The last thing that I wanted to mention, I just learned about this today, and it's actually relevant since I was planning on doing some stuff with the Alternative Airwaves tribute that I did at the start of this. I found out that a Block Sonic artist, Block Sonic is a net label which releases songs under Creative Commons licenses. Hollis Smith, who performs as Mr. and Mrs. Smith, actually passed away. I think it was just before Christmas, and that's sad to hear. But she was a folk country type singer. I haven't heard too much of her work, but she's got, I think, she last released things about 10 years ago and took a break to focus on motherhood. And it's just a shame that she passed away. It was a bit of a shock to see. And there was another artist as well that's on the Block Sonic label that passed away on New Year's Day as well. So that's rough. And I'm sorry to end the podcast on that note, but yeah, I thought I wanted to bring that to light. So what I'm going to do is finish off with a little sample of one of Mr. and Mrs. Smith's songs, Dark Country Road. It's a single from 2015 labeled as folk as the genre. It is available on blocksonic.com. I will make sure to put the address in the show notes for this episode so you can click on it and download the whole thing. So I guess I'll see you sometime next week.
It's just a dying country road. Thursday, 7 o'clock. Where am I gonna go on this dark country road? This is my third